United States President Donald Trump has announced what he has described as a great deal to end the war with Iran, as officials in Tehran and Washington outline an agreement that would bring an immediate halt to hostilities after more than 100 days of conflict. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said a signing ceremony for the agreement will take place in Switzerland on Friday. Kyiv, Ukraine, after almost 7 hours in a kilometers-long snail-paced line made up of hundreds of cars at a gas station near Crimea's administrative capital, Simferopol Dylyava was lucky enough to buy gas. He paid $22 for 20 litres, 5.3 gallons. For the first time, an Earth observation satellite has found what it was looking for, on its own, without human analysts on the ground. The milestone, which occurred in April, marks the first reported use of a vision language model in orbit and offers a glimpse of how AI could fundamentally change what space-based sensors are capable of and how much they're worth. Typically, satellites download large chunks of data to analysts on the Earth below, who use machine learning algorithms or their own eyes to figure out what's going on. But on board YAM-9, a spacecraft built by space infrastructure company Loft Orbital, a software package built by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory identified areas of interest in response to natural language queries.
The government has proposed an allocation of $16.29 billion for ongoing projects of the Information Technology and Telecommunication Division under the Public Sector Development Programme, PSDP 2026-27. The funding is aimed at sustaining major digital infrastructure, innovation and development across the country that are already under implementation across the country.
The joint team of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Police and Charsadar won a thrilling dragon boat race held on the Kabul River during the first ever Dragon Boat Festival in Pakistan. Organised in Peshawar, the Sports Writers Association secured second place, while the Peshawar High Court team finished third in the competition, which featured over 100 participants from multiple teams.
Artificial intelligence is helping workers finish old tasks faster, but it is also creating a new layer of work inside companies. According to a new report cited by the Los Angeles Times, Paul Leonardi, Duca Family Professor of Technology Management at UC Santa Barbara, said many people do not realize how much time they spend managing AI's tools before getting the productivity gains they claim. The City Traffic Police Lahore, CPL, has introduced a special Sunday licensing facility for rickshaw drivers to make it easier for them to obtain driving licenses and comply with traffic regulations. Under the initiative, rickshaw drivers can apply for driving licenses every Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Manawan Licensing Centre, where dedicated arrangements have been made to facilitate applicants.
Special Investment Facilitation Council Division, SIFCD, working under the Cabinet Secretariat Government of Pakistan, has announced new vacancies for its PSDP-funded Invest Pakistan project. As per the SIFCD jobs advertisement, the division is looking for qualified and experienced professionals for different contract-based roles. The available positions include sector specialists, managers, research support staff, research associates, and office support staff.
At his most recent concert in London, Atif Aslam shared a very special dedication during his performance. The singer took some time to remember where he came from and thanked the friends that helped a boy in Lahore. The singer was on stage at London's iconic O2 Arena when he spoke to the crowd, waxing nostalgic about his younger years.
The Pakistan Meteorological Department, PMD, on Monday extended its forecast of below normal rainfall and higher than normal temperatures across most parts of the country from July to September. The PMD said in its 3-month outlook, available with Dawn, that the Indian Ocean Dipole, IID, is currently in a neutral phase and is expected to gradually transition into a positive phase during the season.
Alt-pop US musician and internet personality Oliver Tree was among 6 people who who died when the helicopter he was traveling in collided with another in Brazil. The 32-year-old had been on a world tour when the crash occurred over Rio de Janeiro on Sunday. One of the helicopters then fell onto the car park of a dealership, setting around 20 vehicles ablaze.
The British government acted lawfully when it banned the protest group Palestine Action as a terrorist organisation, the Court of Appeal in London ruled on Monday. Chief Justice Sue Carr said the group was not a civil disobedience organisation as it claimed, and that it operated with covert cells to destroy property at defence companies and on military bases.
Russia has unleashed one of its heaviest air raids on Ukraine in weeks, killing rescuers in the northeast and setting a historic cathedral ablaze in Kyiv, even as diplomatic moves elsewhere raised faint hopes of wider de-escalation. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia fired 70 missiles and 611 drones overnight, most of them at the capital, and that air defences shot down 50 missiles and 582 drones. Officials said at least 4 people were killed and about 30 injured in Kyiv, including children, as missiles and drone debris hit apartment blocks, markets and power lines, plunging some 140,000 residents into darkness. Police in Geneva have fired tear gas and used water cannon after parts of a largely peaceful demonstration against the G7 summit in nearby Evian. France descended into clashes. About 20,000 people took to the streets of the Swiss city on Sunday to denounce the gathering of leaders from the world's richest democracies, which opens on Monday across Lake Geneva in the French spa town. Britain's Court of Appeal has ruled that the government's proscription of the activist group Palestine Action as a terrorist organisation was lawful. The ruling on Monday came after the government lodged an appeal challenging a High Court ruling in February that banning the group under the Terrorism Act 2000 was unlawful and disproportionate.
World Cup group stage continues on Monday, with 4 more matches taking place across the United States. Spain begin their campaign against World Cup newcomers Cape Verde. Belgium face Egypt in what could be one of the day's closest games. Saudi Arabia take on Uruguay in Miami, and Iran meet New Zealand in Los Angeles.
FIFA's discrimination monitor at the World Cup has called for a VAR official to be removed for appearing to make a hand gesture resembling a white supremacist sign. When the official broadcast of Germany's opening game against Curaçao on Sunday cut pre-game to show the team of video review analysts, Sean Evans from Australia made an OK symbol with his right hand in front of his right leg. Though the game was played in Houston, video officials work in Dallas at the World Cup Broadcast Centre.
The Islamabad Electric Supply Company, ISCO, has intensified its campaign to recover outstanding electricity dues across its service area, warning that non-payment of bills will not be tolerated. ISCO Chief Executive Officer Chaudhry Khalid Mahmood said special recovery teams have been formed to speed up the collection process and safeguard national resources while ensuring an uninterrupted power supply to consumers.
Punjab has approved a separate religious curriculum for non-Muslim students for the first time, marking a significant step toward inclusive education in the province. The Punjab Curriculum and Textbook Authority, PCTB, has issued a notification confirming the introduction of new religious textbooks starting from the academic session 2026-27.
Pakistan is losing an estimated 11,000 hectares of area every year due to persistent deforestation, according to data released in the Pakistan Economic Survey 2026. The survey warns that the continued decline in forest cover is posing serious risks to the country's ecological balance. Pakistan's total forest area currently stands at around 4.1 million% of the country's total land area, covering only 4.7%, covering only. The Punjab government has announced special healthcare measures for journalists and their families through the Lahore Press Club LPC. Punjab Minister for Health and Population Khawaja Imran Nazir made the announcement during his visit to the Lahore Press Club, where he was received by LPC President Arshad Ansari, General Secretary Afzal Talib and governing body member Sajjad Kazmi.
A Chinese consortium led by the China Financial Futures Exchange, CFX, along with the Shanghai Stock Exchange and Shenzhen Stock Exchange, has reaffirmed plans to expand its presence in Pakistan's capital market infrastructure. The development follows regulatory progress by the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, SCEP, paving the way for deeper cooperation across the Pakistan Stock Exchange, PSX, Central Depository Company, CDCC, National Clearing Company of Pakistan Limited, NCCPL, and the Mercantile Exchange ecosystem.
The State Bank of Pakistan decided to keep the policy rate unchanged at 11.5% on Monday. The decision was made during a meeting for the final policy review of FY26.
In the early hours of Monday, the US and Iran agreed on a framework to end the more than 3-month-long war, renewing hopes for a permanent end to the conflict that has engulfed much of the region. In a post on X, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif announced a deal had been struck, which was later confirmed by US President Donald Trump, with an official signing ceremony expected on Friday, June 19 in Switzerland.
Seafarers' advocates have cautiously welcomed the tentative deal to end the Iran war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, expressing hope that some 20,000 stranded crew members will soon be able to return home. United States President Donald Trump said the strait will reopen on Friday, when Iran will lift its toll booth system and the US will end its naval blockade of Iranian ports.
UK. Prime Minister Keir Starmer is expected to announce a ban on social media use for children under the age of 16, according to multiple reports. This would add the UK to a growing list of countries banning social media for underage users. But what sets the UK apart is that it is also looking to restrict romantic and sexual AI chatbots for users under 18.
Hospitals in Rahim Yar Khan, Punjab, have reportedly started receiving notices for a new sewerage tax, under which Waza is charging $2,500 per toilet. According to the reported details, the tax is being imposed on commercial properties and has already been billed to multiple medical facilities in the city.
Pakistan's renowned weightlifter and powerlifter Nudaskir Butt has added another international title to his name after winning gold at the International Pahlavan Mahmud Strongman Games in Uzbekistan. The Gujranwala-born athlete competed in the Jalaluddin sword contest, held in the city of Khiva, where he had to hold a 14-kilogram sword for as long as possible. Nu held the sword for 1 minute and 49 seconds to secure the gold medal. The government of Punjab has linked the Dastak app with the Driving Licence Information Management System, DLIMS, to bring driving licence services to the doorstep of citizens. According to the Punjab Traffic Police, citizens will now be able to access multiple driving licence-related services through the Dastak application, and to make servicing offices and to make services more convenient.
Punjab government has formed a 13-member committee to review proposals from public sector universities regarding the commercialization of assets and public-private partnership projects, Dawn reported. The move is aimed at developing a policy framework for implementing such initiatives in higher education institutions under the Punjab Public-Private Partnership (PPP) Act 2025.